Hello everyone. Sorry that I am a few minutes late to the live stream. I was trying to get this tripod set up and I think that I finally got it somewhat. I know this background isn't great, but I was just trying to get it as even and level as I could. So, hold on, let me turn on some light music. Just let me know if that's too distracting for you guys. So hello, I hope you guys are all doing well. Today I just wanted to do some drawing for this live stream, and then if you guys have any questions, then I can talk about whatever you want me to talk about. But yeah, I think I'm just going to get started with drawing. So I've already started a few sketches. I wanted to start my the printable that I'm posting this week because I haven't started it yet. Usually by now I have already been working on it, but I wanted to work on it during this live stream. So I don't really have a plan yet, as always. I have just done a few sketches. I'm not even sure like what I want the theme of this printable to be. I am just going to start drawing and figure it out. I wanted to show you guys some new Procreate brushes that I just downloaded actually this morning. So in case you don't know, I'm using an iPad Pro, and then this app is Procreate. And I downloaded some new brushes, so I wanted to show you. They're really cool, like texture brushes. Let me show you actually, if you're interested in them, where I got them. I found them on Pinterest. Actually, I already have it pulled up for you guys. So if you go to my design board on Pinterest, I pinned it a little while ago, and it's this Lithophone texture brush kit, and you can go to the website and check it out. But like I said, I found it on Pinterest, and I just fell in love with all of these textures that it has, and I thought that would be so cool to perhaps include in some of my art. So here are some of the brushes that they have. I also love the design of their photos. Like, I just think this is so cool. So I bought these today and downloaded them, and I haven't used them yet, so I'm really excited to try that out. So yeah, let's go back to Procreate. I've done a few sketches, like I said. Oh, one thing that I wanted to show you guys. So somewhere, I can't remember if it was here on Patreon or if it was on YouTube, but somebody left me a comment asking if I could make a tutorial for how to draw roses. And I thought that would be a good video, like maybe do a video of how to draw a bunch of different things, roses being one of them. But I wanted to show you guys how, just a quick way I guess, how I do it. I don't think it's anything special. But first of all, the best way, if you want to draw a rose, honestly, is open a reference photo. So I pulled up these two rose images. It's just so much easier to look at it and draw it than try to draw it from memory, because there's so many petals. Like you need to look at it to see exactly how they're laid out. So let me just hide that, and I've opened this new layer. So all I do, I'm going to use the 6B pencil. Hello, Eva. Okay. So usually what I do to start out is draw like a few little blobby shapes for the center, and then from here I'll work outward, drawing the petals. So something like that. These are the tricky ones to draw, so to do that, I'll start from over here and just kind of draw a squiggle. Actually, before I do this, I'm going to draw the bottom of the rose so that I can keep the proportion and shape. And then let's draw this petal right here, so that just kind of curves up maybe out, and then you can see that petal curve over, if that makes sense. And then the same thing on this side. And then you can just connect the bottom of this. They might be sticking out too much, we'll see. Actually, I'm going to move the center up a little bit. And then just start adding in petals. And you can always go back in and refine it, so don't worry about getting it perfect right away. It usually takes me several tries. Usually I do like a rough sketch and then go and refine all the lines and make sure everything looks good. But this is why it's so much easier to look at a reference image for roses, because they have so many petals. This looks a little bit weird, but this is just a really quick sketch. And then you can add, like if you want to add the leaves or the stem. You can do thorns if you want. And if you want to add leaves to the stem, they're usually like kind of jagged, so you draw them like this. So anyways, it's a very rough sketch, and then like I said, just go in and refine this. You can open a new layer and draw cleaner lines on top if you want. But I just wanted to show you guys that real quick because somebody somewhere asked me how I draw roses. I'm just going to delete that one because I have this one down here that I drew earlier. So just to show you what my rough sketch looked like, I started out with this, pretty much the same thing I just drew, and then went on top of it with some black. And then the other little sketches that I have here, I was thinking of doing something with playing cards. One of my first sticker sheets that I ever sold in my shop were actually like playing card designs. I don't know if any of you remember that, but they're really fun to draw and like try to make different than just the normal playing cards. You know, you can add any design you want in the middle. So I was thinking of doing something with that. I drew just obviously the plain ones here, and then I thought maybe stacking them could look cool. I'm not sure yet. And then a really rough hand drawing, just to try out different drawing style. So let's get started. What do I want to start with? Maybe the rose, just so I can try out my new brushes. So I think I'm going to, oh, and also one more thing I wanted to show you was one of the images from that, that brush company. I saved it actually and made a color palette out of it because I loved their colors. So I just wanted to give you this tip. If you find an image that you really love the colors, bring it into Procreate and then you can create a new palette. So to do that, you just press the plus button and then press and hold and it selects the color, and then you can, then you can add it to your palette. So I did that with all these colors and just selected them like that, and then I made this palette. So I'm just gonna delete that one because I already have the colors here. So I just wanted to show you guys that. I can go ahead and delete that now. I'm gonna open a new layer. And let's choose some colors for this rose. So I might actually bring this layer underneath the outline. And I think before I go into all these texture brushes, I think I'll just put on some color, maybe using my dry ink brush. Let's just go with pink. So I did get one question from Rachel on my live stream post that I posted this morning, and let me see what she asked. She asked how I manage my time and get everything done. So I've actually considered either making a video about this topic or even making that a theme for a month, just about organization and planning and time management and all that. But just a quick, I guess, description of how I manage my time, because I feel like that's one of the trickiest parts about being self-employed is just planning everything, making sure you get things done on time and actually do things, you know, because when you're your own boss, you make all the decisions of when everything is going to happen. So it's very easy to procrastinate or not finish things because you don't have somebody standing over your shoulder telling you to do it. So what I have done recently in the past couple months that has drastically improved my, I guess, time management or just getting things done is at least once a month, if not like multiple times a month, I will write a like master to-do list. So I'll just take a piece of paper and write anything that's on my mind to do, whether it's work related or even random other things like buy something at the grocery store or make a dentist appointment. Anything that's on my mind, I'll just write it on that piece of paper, and then from there I will put that onto my calendar. So then at the beginning of each month, I print out a blank calendar and I just start penciling everything in and figuring out when I'm going to do it. Sorry, it's hard to talk and draw at the same time. So let me actually show you what I mean. It's nothing revolutionary. I have my planner here. And actually, I haven't really filled out August's calendar that much yet. I don't know how well you can see this because the pencil's kind of light, but I write down not only when I want something done, but the steps that it takes to do that. So for example, like if I want to upload a YouTube video on Friday, then I also write down, like I need to film one day, I need to edit another day, and then I'll upload it. Because if I just put YouTube video on Friday, then it wouldn't be on my mind until that day, and then it's too late, like I haven't done anything. So this, I like to break down each goal or each thing that I want to do into all the steps and then put that on my calendar. And then also this helps so that if you hold yourself accountable and do everything you write on your calendar, like stick to it like you would any appointment, then you don't have to stress about getting things done, because you know if you write it down, then it's going to be done and it's not like weighing on your mind, you know? So I know that's nothing like new or crazy, but that's just what I do to plan my life, and it works for me. But if you guys want to hear more about that, like I said, I was thinking of making a video about that. Back to the drawing. So I'm going to try out one of these texture brushes. I think I'm going to do the pointillism. There's so many cool brushes here. There's the pointillism that's a little bit darker. There's all these different textures and patterns. I really like this grid one. Anyways, these stars are cool. Oh, and the X's. There's so many cool textures. I love this brush set. But I think I'm just going to start with the basic one, just to maybe add some shading, or I don't know what we're going to do. Maybe like this, so then like from far away it kind of just looks like a shadow. And I could also maybe do like a highlight with a lighter color. Okay, it looks kind of cool. It's not going to be perfect since I'm just now trying this out. I don't even really know what I'm doing, I'm just kind of playing around with it, but whenever I upload the printable, maybe you guys will see what the final product looks like after I've had some time to play around some more. I feel like I want a different outline, like not black. I could do this navy blue that I took from that color palette, and maybe I'll try chalk for the outline. Let's see. We'll just try that out on a new layer and see if that looks good. While I'm doing this, Rachel also asked, what is my favorite and least favorite part of running my business? So my favorite part is definitely just the freedom to create anything I want to and just make my own schedule, choose everything that I'm gonna do. Like, it's just incredible having that freedom, and I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity and the ability to do this. But then I guess on the other hand, my least favorite is also that sometimes I just don't know what to do, and I don't have anyone to tell me what to do, so that can be difficult. Oh, and also it can get really lonely working like from home, being completely self-employed. And I'm someone who really enjoys my alone time. I really appreciate solitude, but it can get really lonely working from home or just being self-employed in general, because I'm not around people unless I force myself to go out, which I do. I try to go work in coffee shops a couple times a week and just get out into the world and talk to people and interact with other humans, because I need that to stay sane. But I would say that's the hardest part. My dream is one day, whatever my business turns into, I would love to have like people working with me. I don't know in what capacity that would be, but it would be nice to not be working solo all the time. But I will take even feeling lonely sometimes, because I get the freedom to do whatever I want, and I know that not everyone does, so I feel really lucky. But thank you, Rachel, for your questions. So right now I'm just tracing over the black outline that I did with this blue color, using the chalk brush. I don't think I've ever actually used the chalk brush to do outlines, so this could be interesting. Haven't finished it yet, but I just want to see what that looks like. I don't know if I like that, but I don't know what else I would do. Also, if in the live stream it looks like I'm not wearing pants, I am. I have shorts on. I just looked up and realized that. I don't know if I like that because it's really light. That could be kind of cool. Also, no outline, but making like the texture show different layers. If I can figure out a way to do that. Or maybe doing like a dark pink, and then I could try the dry ink brush and just doing it smaller. You guys are seeing all the behind the scenes of what it looks like when I don't know what I'm doing. So, as I mentioned earlier this month, here on Patreon, I want to talk about graphic design and just give you guys my tips and like basic graphic design advice. So I am working on some posts that I'm going to share soon, just with like resources that I use and very basic, I guess small tutorials, just the things that I do, and things that you can do too if you want to try your hand at graphic design. So those posts will be up soon, and then I'm filming, or I guess I'm like vlogging throughout the month, and I'll show you more specific things like on my computer, I guess more like tutorials that you guys can watch at the end of the month of all the things I'm doing. Maybe actually when I'm putting together the printable, I can record that and show you guys how I set that sheet up, because I don't set it up in Procreate. I really only use Procreate to sketch, and then I like to do all the design in Adobe Illustrator or InDesign or one of those programs. So I'll have to show you guys that. But I'm excited to share whatever advice I can about that with you guys. I don't claim to be a professional in any way or even know what I'm doing. Most of the time I probably don't use proper techniques, but I am pretty happy with the design work that I've done for myself, so I figured I can share my advice with you. Shara asks, did I do any sketching while on my hiking trip? So I didn't actually do any sketching while I was actually hiking, just because I was trying to pack really light on that trip and I didn't bring anything extra. Also, I kind of like this. It's a little messy, I might clean it up, like the lines, but I like this color as the outline. So yeah, I didn't bring any drawing materials or my sketchbook or anything in my backpack, because I knew that we were going to be hiking very far and I didn't want to carry anything extra. So I didn't, but I do want to make some art inspired by the trip. So you guys will see that, of course. I'm trying to figure out what color I want to do for the stem. I could do this navy and stick to the color palette. Let's try that. If you have any questions, Eva, about design, go ahead and ask me. Or if you just wanted to know in general what was going to happen this month on Patreon. Did I take any photos that I want to draw later? Yeah, I took lots of photos, and I would love to maybe draw or potentially paint. I haven't painted in a while, and I would love to get back into that. So I might try that out and recreate some of the photos that I took, because it was just so incredible. Like everywhere I turned was an amazing view, and I was just so overwhelmed by how beautiful it all was. Jane says, I really like the font you used for sags in your buttons. Oh, tags. Tags in my behinds. Oh, the vinyl sticker tags. What font was that? It was a really basic font, I believe. Actually, I can look it up right now and see, because I have Illustrator opened. So hold on, sorry guys, I want to find this font. So I think the font that I used, I don't have the file open, I just have Illustrator, but I'm pretty sure the font was, I don't know if I'm going to say this correctly, Hoefler? I'll show you guys whenever I post. I want to do a post talking about fonts and specifically my favorite fonts to use at the moment. So I'll add that to it so you guys will be able to see how that's spelled. But it's, if you want to know now, it's spelled Hoefler, Hoefler text. And I just did that in italics, I'm pretty sure, and I might have made it bold. And that's all. It's a very basic font. It looks very similar to Baskerville, which is a free font that you might actually already have on your computer. I think most computers come with that. But Hoefler is also, I'm pretty sure, a free font. Like I said, I'm going to share a post with all my resources and tell you where you can find fonts and tell you what my favorites are and all that, so look out for that soon. Cool, yeah. You guys will see more content throughout the month. I just have been working on other things up until now, so sorry I haven't been able to post anything yet, but don't worry, it's coming very soon. Do I like this navy? It looks almost black, but it could be cool. Maybe if I did one of the textures on top. Also, I need my outline back. Maybe we will see some of those mountains near little circle stickers. Yeah, potentially. Definitely want to do some mountain drawings. Thank you for the compliment about my handwriting, Jane. I have thought about making my own font. I just haven't done it yet. And then also I feel like my handwriting isn't that unique, but it could be cool in a font. So I might work on that. That could be something fun. I don't even know what goes into making a font, which maybe is bad. I took all the graphic design classes in college and never learned how to actually make like a font, but I know I can figure it out, so that would be a fun project. Do I still draw using traditional media, or was Procreate the tool I use the most? If you're thinking about getting an iPad, I would say yes, go for it. Save up the money and get it, because I used to draw just in Illustrator using a really cheap tablet, which you guys might have seen. I actually have it, I think. Yeah, so this is the tablet I used to use, which is a Wacom, I don't even know what this model is called, but it was like $50. It's super cheap. And I used to use this and draw in Illustrator, essentially the same as Photoshop. And it's just so much easier to draw on an iPad because you can use like the pencil, this pen just, I don't know, it doesn't feel that good in your hands. It's difficult to draw, it's just a little clumsy. And there's so many apps for the iPad, like Procreate, and also I think there's Adobe. Adobe has a couple drawing apps which are also good, but Procreate has so many cool brushes that replicate real media, like paintbrushes and pencils and all that, and I love it so much. I am so happy that I invested in the iPad. I feel like it has really paid off for me, so I would definitely say go for it if you're thinking about it. Photoshop and Illustrator just don't have great brushes on their own. You can buy brushes and brush packs, but Procreate has so many for free. And I mean, you do have to pay for Procreate, but you also pay for Photoshop and Illustrator, so I don't know, they really don't have good brushes. So I love Procreate. I would say go for it. I do still do traditional media a little bit, but the bulk of my work is done digitally. As I've said before, I love graphic design, I love digital art, I love all of that. So this is the focus of my work. So if you do a lot of digital art, an iPad, I would say, is a must. It just makes the whole process so much easier. Oh, cool. Esmeralda says you can use Procreate on the newest version of the regular iPad. That's really handy to know. I don't know a lot of the differences between the iPad Pro and the regular one, besides like the screen and maybe storage. I know there's other differences, so you can go look that up. But that's nice. I didn't know that before you could only use it on iPad Pro. Yeah, exactly. The tablet feels artificial. Like, it's just not fun to use, at least for me personally, because it's so weird, like drawing something on this like board and then it shows up on my computer. I don't know, I like this. Also, I have a screen protector on my iPad that is supposed to mimic paper. What is it called? I think it's called Paper-like or something like that. But it is wonderful. I love it so much. I would definitely recommend getting the screen protector that has a little bit of texture because it makes it feel so much better to draw on. So I can also include that. I'll find a link to it and post that on Patreon for you guys because that has also really changed it, because just the regular screen is like shiny and hard, like it can be slippery sometimes when you're drawing. So I definitely recommend this. Yes, do it if you can. Save your money and get an iPad whenever you can, because I think you'll love it. Alright, so I don't really know how much I like this, but I'm gonna keep going. Like I said, it's my first time trying this out, so I don't even really know what I'm doing with these brushes. But let's try to add some texture to the stem. Maybe this grid could be cool on the leaves. Let's do alpha lock, and then maybe this light cream color. Do you like that? It's kind of cool. Either that or the one that had like the X's. Yeah, this could be cool. Let's try this. I feel like that's kind of cool. I don't know, it's a little large. I don't know why my screen just went dark. Sorry if that makes it harder for you to see. Do we like the X's? Oh, cool. $2.99 is a really good price. You guys can also look at refurbished iPads. I'm pretty sure Apple sells refurbished products on their website. You can also find it on Amazon, but that could save you some money as well. Yes, a student discount. Use that. That'll help you. Do we like the X's? I'll just leave it. I'm spending too much time just thinking about it. Well, I don't know. Sorry, guys. I think I'm gonna stick with this for now. Oh, okay. I don't like that much, but we're just gonna move on because I'm spending too much time on that. Let's try the hand. I don't know what I want to do. I drew a smaller one too, but I think I want to do it bigger, so I'm just going to delete that. And we'll start by filling it in with color. Dry ink. Maybe this purple. So I've been trying to make my art less realistic, I guess, and trying to make it more, I don't know, I feel like I'm just trying to find a style. I know that I technically already have a drawing style. Like if you look at my art, I know that you can tell that it's all cohesive and goes together, but I don't know, I feel like I've never had a style. This is something that I probably briefly talked about a few months ago when we did the how to find your art style. And I told you, like, sometimes you never really feel like you have an art style. Like your drawing style is always going to change and evolve as you learn new skills. So like I know I have a style, but also I feel like my drawings aren't necessarily super unique. I don't know if you guys understand. But I just want to try drawing, I guess, not necessarily find a whole new style, because I do like the way I draw, but I want to just try out new things. And I want to try drawing less realistically, like this hand. Instead of drawing a perfectly rendered hand, just draw something really loose and quick, and I don't know. I'm just playing around with different things. But I do love the realistic look, like somewhat realistic. Let's do an outline on this. Maybe the red outline actually could be cool, that I already had. Actually, I don't know. Also, I was thinking of doing some sort of design on the hand. Maybe for now I won't do any outline. I kind of like that look, but let me smooth this out a little bit more if I'm not going to do an outline. I'm glad I'm not the only one, Eva. Let's see. I guess this could look cool without an outline. And then on top, I could do some of the texture brushes. Let's see what there is. Maybe doing like one of these and doing just a slightly darker shade of this could give it a cool texture. So I'm going to alpha lock that. Let's see. I don't know, it's kind of cool. Adds a little bit something extra. And then on top of that, can go in and do some sort of design. I could even use some of these. So there's like the stars. Let's see what this would look like. It's kind of cool on its own. I wanted to do a more elaborate design on this, like maybe kind of make it look like a tattoo drawing or something on it. But for now, I might just do that star pattern. Let's duplicate it, and then I can go back later if I want to do a more elaborate design, but I could just stick with the stars for now. I don't know. I'm not super happy with any of these, but I'm just having fun trying out these new brushes. Let's go to the cards, because this was what I was most excited to work on. I think I want to do this cream color for the cards. Maybe. I can always change it later. Once again, dry ink. That's my favorite brush to just fill in color because it's a little bit spotty if you look closely, so it adds a tiny bit of texture. I'm going to move this fill layer underneath just so I can see what I'm doing. I'm not sure what I want to put on these cards yet. When I made my card designs for those stickers that I told you about a long time ago, I think I did a rose on one of them. I know I did a bee on the queen because I thought that was cute, like the queen bee. But I don't know if I want to copy what I did before, but I really like the bee idea. Flowers are always good, mountains, like everything I typically draw. Let's add some texture to this. Alpha lock. What do we want to do? The same texture I did on the hand could be cool. Or even like tiny sprinkles. Maybe in white. Let's see what this looks like. So that looks kind of cool. I don't know if I want to fill the whole thing. It would be cool to do like a small portion as a highlight or something. Well, that was kind of weird. Or maybe incorporating that into the design. Let's try this one. That's cool. And it kind of creates a cool effect when you overlap it. But I think the white is too bright. It kind of changes the color of the thing. Maybe I'll just do a slightly lighter version of this cream. You can barely see that. Let's try these X's again. I kind of like that. I don't know. Just in case I decide to change it later, I'm going to duplicate this and then hide the bottom layer so that if I end up hating this, I can just delete it and I'll have the blank one again. Oops, sorry guys. That's my family group message. Yeah, so we'll do this for now. And then on top, I kind of like the red outline. I would definitely clean it up if I kept it. I could also make the cards different colors. And then I could do no outline, but then it differentiates them so you don't need outline. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud here, so it may not make sense. Let's try changing that middle color. that my messages are popping up. I forgot to turn that off before I started the live stream. We have this big group message with like all of my family, all of my grandparents, my aunt and uncle and cousins and everyone. So sometimes I get bombarded by messages just because there's so many people in that group. Alright, so then I could take away the outline, which I kind of like. I would need to clean up the lines, but that could be cool. I don't know. When I finally finish the printable for you guys, it's probably going to look a lot different than what you're seeing here. I don't know, maybe I'll keep some of this. It could be cool. I just feel like it's not very good. But I think the printable is going up on Wednesday, if I remember my calendar correctly. So I need to finish this soon. Alright, let's see. We'll see. I'm gonna keep going. Do I want to draw a bee? I know I did it before, but sorry, I'm all over the place. But I don't have any other ideas right now, and sometimes you just need to start drawing to get ideas. Did I open a new layer? Yeah. I always make sure to work on separate layers, so that way if I don't like something I did, I can just delete it instead of doing it all on one layer and then like you can't easily change things, you know? Let's see if I can draw a bee. I'm drawing it from memory, so it might not look super accurate. Are bees' heads that big? Maybe. I don't even know like where their legs are attached. This could be very wrong. I'm sorry if any of you guys are bee experts and you're cringing at this. This just looks like a weird butterfly. I think the wings are too big. Also, they're not symmetric. I might need to pull up a reference photo to make this look accurate. That wing is way bigger. It's still a little lopsided, but it's fine for now. Do I want to do like details like that? Maybe. I can always erase that. And then let's fill that in. Maybe with a light blue. Let's try the chalk brush. No, I don't like that. At least not with the colors. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to play around with this a little bit more because I don't really like that. I just feel like it looks a little childish. But I want to do something cool on the playing cards, so I'll have to figure that out. But thank you guys for watching as I tested out these new brushes. I really like them. I'm just gonna have to figure out how to make them work with my art style, which is just gonna take a little bit of time playing around with them to see how it works. But I'm really excited to potentially start incorporating this into my art. I will link the brushes on Patreon. I'll probably add it to one of the graphic design posts that I'm gonna do, where I list all my resources. So if you're interested in the brushes, you can check them out there, or if you rewatch the beginning of this live stream, I showed you where I got it. But I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this. Thank you so much for chatting with me and being here, and I hope that you have a great week. Bye, everyone.